Good morning, North Posey, and welcome back to NPTV. I'm Katie.
And I'm Cage. Thank you for joining us for our Winter Sports Special.
At this time, we'd like you all to stand for a moment of silence. Now please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today, we would like to highlight all of our winter sports teams at North Posey. First up is the swim team. Their inaugural season has been filled with record-shattering times and personal bests.
This team has several new swimmers and a few returning athletes. Both of our swim teams placed 9th overall this year. They continue to compete at their sectional prelims, where every girl advanced in every event they participated in.
Boys will compete in sectionals on February 16th and 18th. Good luck to all our swimmers and congrats on your impressive season.
Here to give us more information about this season are juniors Aubrey Byer and Noah Walden. What is your favorite event?
I swim so many events and I do well in so many events, but my favorite is probably going to have to be the 200 freestyle.
Okay.
My favorite event is probably the 50 freestyle because I'm a sprinter. So.
How do you not run into the wall when you're swimming?
There's lines on the bottom of the pool and there's a T right before you get to the wall, so you can kind of see it as you're looking down, and you see the T, and it kind of gives you a placeholder of how far away the wall is to do your turn.
Okay, cool, got it. Tell us about your practice schedule. When do you have practice?
So we practice at the pool Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 4 to 6, and then in the weight room from 3:15 to 4:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, sounds like a lot. How long is the typical swimming season?
So girls' season starts right after you get back from fall break, and will go until, what was it?
Early February.
Like the first week of February. Boys' season starts 2 weeks later, and then goes 2 weeks later, kind of like girls and boys basketball.
Okay. What is your favorite team memory this season?
Kelly dancing on the pool deck.
Yeah, she's very loud during swim meets and everything. Just her energy is very fun.
She's our head swim coach, and she has the energy of probably like a 4-year-old, but is a grown adult and will out-scream anyone on the entire pool deck.
You know when you got a PR when you come up and you hear her screaming. So.
Sounds fun. If someone's interested in joining the team, how would they go about that?
You could talk to either of us. We'll get you in contact with some of the coaches. I think we are going to have kind of like a 2-week training program kind of right before girls season starts next year. For anyone like interested in joining, we'll take them through like a technique camp and see how they really want to do it, and then throw them in the water.
Yeah, you don't have to be like on positive you're going to join the team, but that's just a way to get a feel for what swim actually is.
Okay. So last year, Noah, you came on air and you had your hair dyed and we shaved your head. Do you plan to do something fun with your hair this year again?
So, short answer, yes. I will not be doing it on live again, but I will be doing kind of like a two-face cut. So for that Thursday prelims, I'll have half the beard and half the head shaved, and then for finals, I'll do the other half buzzed.
Oh my, can't wait to see that. Thank you both for joining us today and giving us a special look into your spectacular season. Good luck to the boys in sectionals and congrats on a great inaugural season. Now sending it back to Cage and Katie for the wrestling highlight.
Thank you so much, Aubrey and Noah. Wrestling has also had a pretty good season, with new wrestlers wrestling in the varsity lineup.
They have grown tremendously as a team, and even with some struggles this season, the team is top 8 in the state for 1A schools. Gavin Wheeler was also the overall winner of his regional. We're sending it over to Vince, who is interviewing some of the wrestlers.
Welcome back to the Weather Corner, where we are interviewing wrestlers Reese Terhune and Trace Martin. So, if the whole team had to wrestle at once, who would be the one to come out on top? I'd agree with that one. How would you describe your season only using one word?
Weird.
Yeah, I have to go with weird too.
Does wrestling help you with other sports like football?
Yeah.
I guess.
What is your all-time favorite wrestling move?
Probably head inside single.
Last double.
If you had a chance, would you keep or change your uniforms?
Change.
I'd probably keep them. I mean, doesn't really affect me.
Alright. Thank you for joining us today. Now sending it back to Cage and Katie.
It's now time to take a look at this year's girls basketball team. This year, the Lady Viking varsity team went 9-12.
They sadly ended their season last Wednesday, losing to Forest Park 41-25. They put up a good fight against the returning 2A state champs and their 7 returning seniors.
And the JV team had an amazing season, going 17-2, and were named the unofficial PAC JV champs.
The teams were led by Coach Shank, Coach Parrish, and the newest member of the staffing team, Coach Daly. Coach Shank stated that she knew they would be a young team and that there would be a lot of learning this year with mixing various varsity experience levels.
She praised the team for the battle they put forth every game. As with any season, she wishes they could redo a few games, but it all comes with experience.
Coach Shank stated that the team will build off everything this season and come back stronger next season.
Now we're going to send it over to Reagan for an interview with 3 members of the team.
Thank you, Cage and Katie, for that overview. Today I have Lauren Keene, Ashton Elpers, and Courtney Helfert here with me. Thank you guys for joining me today. I have some questions for you guys about your season this year. So the first one is for you, Lauren. Since this team is so young, how is it being like the only senior?
It's not too bad because I have all the juniors that helped me lead the team, so.
What was your favorite memory from this season?
I would say I don't have a specific memory, but like typically the bus rides leading up to the games are pretty fun.
I would say my favorite memory is probably beating Forest Park because that made us the PAC JV champs, so it was really exciting.
Who was the toughest opponent this season?
Definitely Forest Park. I mean, yeah.
The JV team had a very good season this year, Courtney. So how did you guys prepare to get to that point?
Well, at practices, like varsity is always trying to get ready for the next game, so we really played a lot of defense on them to help them with their offenses for the game. So as Coach Daly would say, defense wins games, and so that's how we did it.
Who on the team do you guys turn to when you need a good laugh?
Kylie Bender.
I'm gonna say Lauren.
And Jazz.
Yeah. Between those 3, I feel like you're always good for a laugh.
And do any of you have any like pregame rituals?
For home games, I go to Frankie J's. Get a pizza.
I don't really have one.
I don't really have one either.
Well, thank you guys for joining me today. Now we're going to send it back to Cage and Katie.
Bouncing away from girls basketball and rolling into the spotlight is boys basketball. Coached by Mr. Seymour, the boys basketball team is going strong this season with a record of 10-8.
Coach Seymour would like to highlight the players' hard work and dedication as they have competed in every game no matter the competition.
When Coach Seymour was discussing his highlights for the season, he said, "We play a pretty tough schedule, but our guys show up every night and give it all they got. We look to finish the season on a high note and plan to ride that momentum into the postseason."
We're now going to send it over to Maggie, who will be interviewing senior Kyle Downey and junior Jackson Graff.
Thank you, Cage and Katie, and thank you guys for joining us today. I'm here with Kyle Downey and Jackson Graff from the boys' basketball team, and we would love to know a few things about your season. So to start off, how long have each of you been playing basketball?
I've been playing as long as I can remember. I was probably dribbling a basketball in my driveway at 2 years old.
That's impressive.
I've been playing for about 8 years.
Sounds like you guys have some good experience then. So how did you get involved with basketball?
It was always a thing around my family, and I just always loved watching it, so I just did it myself.
My parents made me do it.
What was the most difficult game this season?
I would say Heritage Hills. It was really hard fought towards the end, and we ended up losing a really close one.
Who keeps the team energized whenever you're down?
Oh, probably Kyle. He's our emotional support leader.
A little mascot. So, how is Coach Seymour being back changed the energy on the team?
He makes the practices a little harder in game situations.
Yeah, it's a lot more intense.
Well, thank you so much for sharing these great answers. Now sending it back to Cajun Katie.
The last team we'd like to recognize today is a group of ladies who have had the longest season out of any other team.
That's right, Katie. Our North Posey cheerleaders have been in season since August, and they've had a great year so far. Not only have they cheered at all the boys' football and basketball games, but you may have also noticed them at several of our girls' basketball games as well.
The cheerleaders have a couple exciting events coming up. The squad is going to perform 4 routines later this month at Tecumseh's Cheer and Dance Expo. They're also teaming up with the junior high this Saturday for a special performance during the varsity game.
The cheerleaders are coached by Miss Cox, who is actually joining us today for a special game to wrap up our winter sports special. Reagan Kessler has representatives from each team in the foyer, and they're going to face the biggest challenge of the season, a cutthroat game of musical chairs.
Over to them.
Okay, so today we are going to play musical chairs with our representatives. So a pretty simple concept. So we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, Courtney's out. Okay.
Yeah, which chair? I guess that one.
Put them in a circle.